individual budget.
I'd like to consider
All right.
some more people.
Good afternoon, all. It's 5 o'clock Tuesday, March 17th. Let's get this meeting going. Okay. I'm a little behind this time. Hang with me, please.
What, man?
I didn't go to paper, it's just not there. Okay, let's do the Finance Committee meeting minutes, 2/23/2017. Rowan, you want to do that while I get this up?
All right, thank you, Mayor. Okay, we met on February the 23rd at 5 o'clock, and some of the things that we discussed the circulation pump at the swimming pool. They're having issues with it, and it's becoming a safety issue. The pump's been there since 1978, and so we can either replace the pump we can either fix a modulating valve at about $2,500 or actually replace the pump. And so we decided that we would get we're recommending replacing it, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but we recommend that we replace that because it's a safety issue. We don't want someone getting hurt, making continuous repairs, nor do we want something to happen during our season where the pool might have to get shut down for a while. We also had a discussion about the police department, and we agreed to increase the police budget by about $2,500. I'm going to back off some of these because we're going to discuss those today. And so that's so that we could send these two officers to Washington, D.C. We also talked about some budget amendments. There was some concern about the Kobeck building. We have two 50-ton compressors that are running on a chiller barrel, and there's a leak, and so we've asked Ashworth to get us some kind of written estimate so we can see what direction we need it to go. We may have to think in terms of replacing the whole system, and that would maybe cost between $75,000 and $100,000. So we're going to take a look at that. Okay, and there was also some discussion about the handicap compliance of the Kobeck building. Option one or two, there are two options basically: an outside ramp to the building, or purchasing a new lift. So we're going to take a look at those as well. We also, in that meeting, at that particular meeting, we approved the trip to Washington, D.C. for Councilman Copeland as an advocate, and I believe we approved that in our last meeting. Everything's kind of running together here. I apologize. And we also talked about some transfers, and I think Councilman Heaton wanted to speak to one of the major things we did as far as...
we covered a lot of the line items, and one of the major changes that Tracy recommended was that now that we kind of have a finite number to work with on the occupational license fee, we can use the occupational license fee in the general fund now, which eliminates the need for the utility dividend just been coming out of the utility departments, in addition to their indirect cost allocation. So with the $900,000 and the occupational license fee, we're now eliminating over $800,000 worth of utility dividends. And that's gonna be a good improvement this year, but going forward, that'll even be better because we won't be dependent upon a utility dividend. That'll allow the utility departments to be more profitable and they can pay money into the unrestricted reserves going forward. Whereas the last few years, we haven't been able to pay anything into the reserves because they haven't been that profitable due to the indirect costs plus the dividend. So that'll benefit us in a couple of ways because we'll start increasing that unrestricted reserve fund and not be dependent on a dividend. So going forward, let's say 2 years from now, if we have another $2 million capital improvement, let's say at the sewer plant, those reserves will have been built up to the point we can probably pay for those capital improvements out of reserves, which is what they're used for, and maybe not have to depend on a KIA loan or a bond to do some of these capital improvements like we're doing now. So that transfer will be very positive for the city going forward. And then we took care of a number of line items related to overtime and everything from overtime to insurance. Cleaned all that up, uniforms, everything across the board. There's a number of changes we're making. That'll all come in the amendment later in the meeting.
Mayor, would this be a good time for Tracy to speak to the memo that she gave us, or do you want to do that later?
Well, she, down here on the finance and B, she has a budget amendment summary. I think that would be probably where she could go through the whole thing, but it's your meeting, you do what you think is necessary. But I think if we get down to the very last, the finance budget, the budget amendment summary, she can go through the whole thing.
Okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, sir. That'll be fine.
All right.
Okay, and that's pretty much what we basically covered at that particular meeting. Thank you, Mayor.
But I add that, Dick is correct when the occupational tax is, I guess, has come to full circle and with the 1%, it does ease off of taking money out of the utilities, and you'll see a great benefit in the next year, next 2 years. You'll see a complete turnaround of what we've been using and have more lateral use of that fund, the utility fund. So, the second reading would be the B 2017-05 zoning regulation amendment. Tim, is that you, I guess?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Summary of ordinance B 2017-05 zoning regulation amendments. This ordinance will amend section 5 definitions to delete craft distillery and add definitions for terms craft distillery type 1 and craft distillery type 2. It will amend sections 6 of zoning districts as follows. Amend section 6.1 agricultural district C conditional use permitted to add 7 to allow storage of distilled spirits as a conditional use on tracts of 50 to 100 acres in size, subject to listed conditions, and it's not applicable in the city of Bardstown. Amend section 6.1 agricultural district C conditional uses permitted 12 event facilities to allow structures as large as 4,500 square feet in size to allow such uses if approved to serve wine, beer, and alcohol by the drink, not applicable in the city of Bardstown. Amend section 6.12 Central Business District C conditional uses permitted 4 microbrewery to delete the term craft distillery and to add event facilities and similar uses. Amend section 6.12 Central Business District C conditional uses permitted to add 5 craft distillery type 1 as previously defined and with conditions as listed. Amending sections 6.13C4 Regional Retail Business District, 6.14C3 General Business District, 6.15C3 Retail Complex District, and 6.16C3 Light Industrial Commercial Park Microbrewery to delete the term craft distillery and to add event facilities and similar uses. Amending section 6.13C Regional Retail Business District to add 5, 6.14C General Business District to add 4, 6.15C Retail Complex District to add 4, and 6.16C Light Industrial Commercial Park to add 4, each of which adds craft distillery type 2 as previously defined as a conditional use subject to the conditions specified. This summary was certified by myself, Tim Butler, City Attorney. And you would need a motion and a second and an individual vote.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the zoning amendments B2017-05 related to the craft distillery type 1 and type 2 as presented by Tim Butler.
Second.
First by Dick, second by Button. Discussion? Okay, need individual vote, I guess. All in favor?
No individual.
Okay.
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay. And Bill's not here, so, okay. Motion is adopted. Thank you, guys. Council comments? All right, there's another one, we'll go to mayor's report, the new appointment, Jim Taylor. You got a bio on Mr. Taylor of the Joint Ethics Board, and I'll accept a motion to appoint Jim Taylor for a 3-year term that will expire on 12/27/2019.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Jim Taylor to the Joint Ethics Board, a 3-year term that expires 2019.
12/27/19.
Yes,
12/27/19.
correct.
I'll second.
Second by Dick. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. Thank you. Administrative, don't have a thing. If you want to do finance, the proposed ordinance B 2017 budget amendments for FY 2016.
Mayor, I'm
2017.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I would like to introduce proposed ordinance B 2017 budget amendments for the year 2016-2017 and ask for it to be read in full.
Mr. Butler.
Yes, sir. Ordinance number B 2017 budget amendment for FY 2016-17. An ordinance amending ordinance number B 2016-06, the City of Bardstown's budget ordinance for fiscal year July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017. Whereas an annual budget for fiscal year 2016-2017 was adopted by the City Council of the City of Bardstown on June 28th, 2016, and whereas there have been unanticipated changes in both revenues and expenditures during that time period, now therefore be it ordained by the City of Bardstown, Kentucky, that Section 1, the annual budget for fiscal year 2016-17 be and is hereby amended as follows. 1. General Fund, increase anticipated revenues from $8,494,379 to $8,692,261 and increase authorized expenditures from $8,435,205 to $8,609,266, receiving several grants in the fire department and police department and transferring in the prior year fund balance. 2. Combined Utilities Fund, increase the anticipated revenues from $39,684,160 to $39,966,160 and decrease expenditures from $39,662,025 to $39,130,279 transferred in prior year fund balance. 3. Land Acquisition Fund, increase anticipated revenues from $0 to $269,000 and increase authorized expenditures from $15,000 to $284,000 land sale pass-through to BIDC. Section 2, the annual budget is hereby amended and attached here too, reflecting the above referenced amendments to the general and combined utility funds, revenues and expenditures that comprise fiscal year 2016-17 budget for the city of Bardstown. Section 3, all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict are hereby repealed to the extent of that conflict. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect following publication as required by law. You don't need a vote unless you all want to vote.
This is just the first reading, so I don't have to, you don't want to vote unless y'all, if you want to just take the consensus or take a vote, you can. If not, we'll just move forward. All right, let's go to B, the budget amendment summary. You'll see that it's kind of, it's where we're at. Do you want to look at that? Any questions on that?
I want to have a question on the land acquisition fund. I think I know how that works. Is that like that piece of property was sold to someone? And then that, for that amount of money, the 269?
There's two pieces of property sold to German and Switzerland, and then it was a pass-through, and then the IDC gets to collect that money.
So they get, that's part of their operating money they were having.
Mhm.
I think it was Joanne and Demington.
Oh, it's doing that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the agreement was many years ago, back when Mayor Brown was, once the city got close to repaying their investment, then the agreement was made with BIDC that they would get the proceeds from the additional land once the city had been made whole on their investment. So they would have operating money so that they could go out and, like if they need to do a bunch of survey work or engineering work on the site, you know, to get it looked at by, you know, prospect, things such as that, to operate the BIDC office and that sort of thing. So that's why this is a pass-through now.
So that was out of the Wilson Industrial Park, and that's fully full now, and that's all?
Yeah, it's been paid off since Mayor Brown was in office. The city's money. And then if the city has expenses, it comes out of that first before that money is passed through.
Right.
But the city still has property out there.
Yes, but everything is considered actually.
Still in the
sold.
city.
Everything's deed.
Yeah, the title
Right.
is in the city's
Title.
name.
Yeah. So is it plans for there to be anything else like that that the city would be involved in? I know that the Nelson County Industrial Park's out there.
There's some discussion now with the BIDC that both, this park only has like one track remaining, and even the Nelson County Industrial Park now with the sale to Ty Summit, that was a big track, and plus the Bardstown Bourbon Company. So there is some discussion now that we should start looking for where will the next industrial park be, and will it be a government-owned park, or will it be a private partnership, or whatever. But there is some talk, but there's still quite a bit of land at the Nelson County Industrial Park, but not tracts that are like if you had another company or two that needed 100 acres or 80 acres, there's not even those kind of tracts left at this point.
This is all like to entice companies, make it more enticing for people to come here. Have the property ready, that type of thing. Yeah.
You had to have utilities and like gas and water and all that there, roads. And the Nelson County Industrial Park has the same agreement. Once they're paid back their investment, any proceeds that would come from those sales would go to the IDC to help operate their operating budget. But we just to follow up on this amendment, we spent, you know, a lot of time going through these line items and getting them balanced with these changes and so forth. You know, some of it was unanticipated, you know, issues which always come with budgets. You know, you can't figure workman's comp rates to the penny when you're budgeting, but you don't know exactly what your total payroll is going to be, how many employees you're going to have, that kind of thing. So this is the 6-month mark, allowed us to clean up a lot of line items to get them back in balance. So we spent a lot of time. I think we're in good shape now, and we'll do it again before the end of the fiscal year.
Okay. The adopted budget, I guess, is C, the council city, or the adopted budget with the amendments. We'll look at that.
Tim, on what you presented here when it goes to first reading?
No, you don't need on first reading, you don't need, you just need it to be introduced, and you don't need a motion or anything, but, I think in a way, if I were doing this, I probably would have put the proposed ordinance at the end, but, because it's the culmination, but, since you didn't take official action on it, I can understand why it's there. And Tracy, I don't know if you've got anything to add, in case I'm missing
So well
something.
reading to read a 3-page memo.
That doesn't need to be read, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, I guess if you do over, A should have been where D, and you could have, that should have been last, but since he's read that, B, C, and D is kind of a summary of everything of A, so.
Are there any questions or concerns or changes?
I like the way you did it. I can understand it the way you put it on the paper.
Memo.
Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
the memo's good, and
Yeah,
I need to wait
and the
till-
budget, the summary after,
unpaid,
and showing the printout after the effect was good too.
right.
Any questions about the swimming pool? There were pictures of that, if you wanted to see that, there were pictures of it, and, where they were holding that pump together with straps and all, so it was dangerous. It
So
wasn't
if we
good.
do this,
It's almost like putting a Band-Aid on
Yeah.
everything, that just that $2,000 repair is,
Right.
30 days into the season, you could have another major thing go wrong with that system, and then you gotta shut the pool down and all that. We just felt like replacing the pump was gonna be the smartest thing to do. It's been there 40 years, I think we got our money's worth out of the pump and make it work 40 years.
But if you,
It's pretty unsafe.
I went down there and it's, there's no way of actually taking it apart. It just crumbles in your hand, basically. So, and you can't put a Band-Aid on it. It's something that you're really gonna have to take care of.
So the Kobeck building, $100,000.
What,
Where do we find that? Where does that money come from? Where will that money come from?
Well, it's not in the budget.
Yeah.
And
you know,
I'm a little confused, aren't some of these items for next year's budget, or am I,
Well, the
Kobeck?
Kobeck
Kobeck's not
was,
in
we didn't
there.
decide which way to go. We could either, there's two 50-ton units, and we could replace one 50-ton and use the old Freon. That may, that unit may last a little while or a long time, we don't know, or get a whole two 50-ton units and a whole new chiller system and everything. And we know that would be a up-to-date, non-obsolete system.
So, but that is an immediate need, that's not a need
It's a
for-
fairly immediate need before the summer.
Okay.
So Councilmember Heaton suggested that Greg Ashworth would go out and have it bid both ways so we can have some hard numbers before we make the decision. So no decision's been made on that, one way or the other.
Okay.
Current refrigerators are using, Joe, is that the refrigerator has been phased out, so if you fix it now and it goes bad in another 5 years, then you're.
And you're back to $100,000 system.
Yeah.
I was out one day, Tim invited me to come down, Tim Talent, and he explained that to me too.
I guess
I'm from that same school, I don't put a Band-Aid on something.
122, one of those has been phased out, and the price of that stuff is
Right.
out of this world.
It would still cost you $20,000 to probably just repair it, wouldn't it?
30, I think, they were talking about.
Ballpark
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, it was a ballpark number.
We're gonna wait till we get
20 or
the
30.
bids, and then we'll have to decide which way to go, and then we would decide where the money's coming from at that point.
Right.
They definitely needed to bid it out because it was over $20,000. Maybe I'm confusing that with the handicapped accessibility. I think
Right.
that definitely
That's
is
a whole
going to be in
different-
the budget.
Correct.
That's a whole
Right.
You have to do that
different.
right
Yes.
away.
We have to
And
do that.
that's not in the budget either, I don't think.
That's not in this year's budget, but the thought was to put it in next year's budget.
Yeah, I think so. We're
Okay.
looking at two scenarios on that as well.
there's two possible fixes on that, handicap accessible. There's two scenarios that you can run there and probably two different prices. To get back to the air conditioning system, the building's occupied, you're gonna have to fix it regardless. And I agree with you, Joe, I'm like you, I don't put Band-Aids on things, I fix it and be done with it. that system is a 100-ton system, and you're running only 50 tons on one side of the chiller boat, and it's not going to, it won't hold up.
Right.
But it's a system that's gonna have to be fixed. I don't think repair is an option, but it's gonna have to be fixed.
So at the
This is-
time that you all are ready to do to accept or a bid or however you want to proceed with that, there would need to be a budget amendment at that time to reflect.
I mean, there's other items on the budget that's going to probably have to be amended down the road too, because there's things that are running, I think we got the January report, your expenses that run constantly should be about 58.3% at that point in time. Several of them are above that. Some of them, because, like insurance, that's one time a year, but this, like salaries and some of those things are above the, I don't know whether there's any management can be done on that or what, but, there are some things that are going to be amended for sure. Right, Tracy?
Right. And also, there's a land acquisition fund that we have that is used, that could be used for the Kobe building. However, as I told the finance committee, it's tied up in a CD until October.
But the air conditioning system will have to be fixed before then.
Right, so we generate income from that building, correct?
No.
So,
Is there income generated? Yes. Is it profitable income? I think
yeah.
it's not really. From what I have been gathering, it's a kind of a break-even maintenance type situation, but no, it's not as a business standpoint, it's not an investment that's gonna make money, no. Won't ever make money.
Just like break even, John.
I don't know if it breaks even.
You know,
So it's just, it's all
a
buildings.
little bit of a money pit for us, really.
Yes, it is,
Yeah.
absolutely. But it supplies a good service to the community. You have the
I know, get to the pantry.
pantry down there, yeah, but it's what is it? It is what it is. We have it, and so we now gotta maintain it and have it upkeep in it, so.
So one more thing, I guess in the future then for budget purposes next year, we probably need to increase the amount of money it's gonna take just to maintain, keep the building running.
I think, right, what Greg wants to do in the next upcoming budget is the thermostats are all operated off of air, believe it or not. But, and he wants to put some thermostats in there that's digital, and you're gonna have to run wire. It's gonna have to be done differently. So, but I can honestly say, give it to, hands up to Greg. He's had it maintained. He's gotten people to come in to use it. The rec department is using it more than it ever has. They've opened it up on a monthly basis now, which I think that's the intended use of it. You have a gym there, why not use it? And that's what the rec department's in. Daniels, they've actually opened it up some, so. Yeah. Well, and upstairs they have a room that's for training where he actually has all the city training. Each department goes up there and has their training for CPR, any training that has to be done in the city. That's where it's done at. And he does a great deal of city training, more than's ever been done before. He has different departments come up there on a yearly basis and overseas training for them. So required training by OSHA and different things. So it's, which we've never had a training room set up. So Greg's got that. I think it can hold what, 80 now?
I don't know if it's that many.
I thought it was, but anyway, it's a big room.
Come
Big
here.
room. Okay. You got your memo to the council? Everybody's got that?
You got my Tracy's?
Hey, you all have it now?
Yeah.
Any discussion on that? go back and give some kudos to the fire department. If you want to see a picture that was taken in the warehouse fires out there, if it hadn't been for the quick response of the full-time fire department and that ladder truck, if you want to see that picture, I have it. They would have lost probably four mini warehouses instead of just 1.5. It came in handy, and it was it was a sight to see. And it was, they were there, and it was amazing. But I got a picture of it if you guys want to see it. I don't have anything else. Anyone else? All right. All right.
Second.
All in favor?
Do you wish to sign on? Name on that, what location?